Hi, I'm Mike Rice, Senior Product Manager with Penn. We're here at our national sales meeting. I wanted to give you guys a sneak peek on some of the product that's coming out. The big one that we wanted to talk about is the new Spinfisher. This is the Spinfisher V. It's the 5th generation of Spinfishers, and ironically, the Spinfisher is turning 50 years old in 2013. So, an iconic spinning reel. It's been around for half a century. Most spinning reels can't come close to that. Let me show you a little bit about the features on this reel. As far as the range goes, first of all, we start down with a 3500. We go all the way to a 10,500. So 3500, 4500, 5500, 6500, 7500, 8500, 9500, and like I said, a 10,500. So this will be the biggest spinning reel on the market. A couple innovative features on this spinning reel. One thing we've done is we've increased the diameter of the bail wire here. So we've gone to a thick aluminum bail wire. We've also added our line capacity rings, which you may have seen on some of our conventional reels. So this is the first spinning reel to have our line capacity rings. We also have the Superline spool band here. So without spooling mono on the arbor, you can spool Superline directly to the spool on the spinning reel. The Spinfisher is made with a full aluminum body, side plate, and rotor. So it's a full metal body is what we call it. There's also a feature that you can't see on this reel that's one of the most important features, and that's the anodization. So this Spinfisher, when we talk about deep anodization, the body, side plate, rotor, spool are much thicker and stronger handle arm. All this has been deep anodized, which gives more corrosion protection than you've seen in the past on spinning reels. All right, so that's a little bit about the outside of the reel. I want to talk to you a little bit about what's on the inside. You see up here we have what's called a slammer drag system. It uses greased HT100 washers, which are underneath the spool. Another pretty cool thing about the drag system is that we've got this large diameter drag knob. You don't really think about it much, but just by having a larger diameter drag knob, it's easier to adjust and it's easier to tighten it down further. Gives you more leverage by having a wider drag knob like that. A lot of range on these reels. Let me show you a little bit about what's on the inside of the drag system. So it all happens underneath the spool. This is our sealed slammer drag system under here. By having this underneath the spool, it allows us to have big diameter carbon fiber washers. Pop it out there, and you can see underneath this spool, we've got 2 HT100 washers, large diameter. These are greased with our Penn grease. The grease just adds longevity and does tend to make the drag smoother. The other cool thing about this drag system is that it's sealed, so it's got a total of 3 seals. This seal, which came off the bottom here, that red piece. There's also a gasket that runs in between the drag plate and the spool there. And then on the top side of things, we've got another seal right there that comes in from the top on the drag knob. So we're sealing this thing on the top and bottom. So the drag system actually has 3 seals. That's why it's called our sealed slammer drag system. What we want to do is we want to take you over to our drag machine and show you a little bit about what this reel can do. So we're here on the drag machine. We've built this using a Dolphin electric reel. This thing is built on an 80 wide, gets a lot of pressure. We use this to test all types of reels. What we're going to do is we're going to show you the slammer drag system in action. Before we do that, I'm going to show you a little bit about the live liner system. So most people understand what a live liner is. Imagine a live bait swimming free. So we're going to go through the simulation of the live bait swimming, fish taking the bait, and we're going to engage it by simply turning the handle. It's an automatic live liner system. That's going to put us on the front drag. I'm going to show you, we talked about the big HT100 washers underneath the spool. We talked about the large diameter drag knob. I'm going to show you the range that this thing has, assuming that I can hold on. So go ahead and throw it. So live bait swimming free, just got eaten. So we're going to go ahead and engage. So we're probably at like 5 pounds right now, but you can see, you can turn this thing down. It's got all the range in the world. Don't do this unless you got a safety belt on, but we're probably at like 25 pounds of drag right there. You don't really want too much more than that. It gets a little dangerous. Go ahead and kill it. I would say we were somewhere between 25 and 30 there, but as you could see, the drag knob has plenty of range. If you wanted more, you could get more. There's another turn and a half, easy turn and 3/4 of additional drag pressure. I probably couldn't hold on to this without a harness. We're probably around 40, 45 pounds. We published 35 on this model. but upwards of 25, you better know what you're doing. It could get a little bit dangerous. So just wanted to show you a little bit about the range and the power that this new slammer drag system has. All right, so we talked about the sealed slammer drag system using those big HC100 carbon fiber washers. I wanted to show you what makes the rest of the reel sealed. So this is what we call our watertight system. What we do is we use 6 seals in key locations to keep salt water out. When we take this handle off, you can see the first seal. It's pretty obvious. This is the seal that runs in between the handle and the body. A lot of water. A lot of people think that water gets in between the side plate and the body. The reality is a lot of water gets in between the handle and main gear. So we put a seal in there. On the opposite side of the handle, we also have a seal in place because, again, you protect one side, you got to protect the other. So there's a seal in that location as well. And then when we get into the body of the reel, you can see that we have another seal running here around the exterior of the gearbox. Obviously the main gear right here. So total of 6 seals. We actually have 3 extra seals on the live liner. And you've got more screws back here, and you can see you're going to have to make sure that they're sealed. So there's a seal on each side here. There's also a seal back here around the edge of where this live liner drag is. So that gives us 9 seals on the live liner. All right, let's take a walk to the back of the room. We got a demo set up to show you how the watertight system works. All right, so we talked about all the seals in the Spinfisher. We talked about the 6 seals. You got 3 on the drag, you got 3 on the gearbox. The live liner has an additional 3 back by the rear drag. What we've built here is a simulation of, call it whatever you want. It could be a boat riding home in the gunnel on a rough day, taking wave after wave after wave. It could be a guy surf fishing, getting pounded by waves. It could be a guy wade fishing down in Texas with one of the little 35 or 4500 reels. So reels do get dunked underwater. We're well aware of that. That's why we built this watertight system. So this reel, believe it or not, has been running for, today is Thursday. We got this thing cranked up on Sunday night. So it's been running continuously. We actually have a digital camera, fiber optic camera, that's drilled into the body right here. You can see that it focuses on this display right here. What you're looking at is the slider and the back of the front of the oscillation gear right there. And you can see, so this thing's been running for a little over 4 days, and we don't have any water in the gearbox. Not to mention the fact that we're not just dunking it under and pulling it out. We're actually, you can see here on this pulley system, we're actually turning the handle so things are moving. Just assume a guy is up surf fishing in the Northeast and he's steadily cranking underwater. That's when water enters the reel, because there's so many things moving around. You got to make sure that seals continue to touch. So that's what you can see happening here. So a little over 4 days and no water. It looks like it's working to me. So there it is, the Spinfisher V 50th anniversary. We got the watertight system, the sealed slammer drag, full metal body, line capacity ring, super line spool, thick bail wire. I mean, we've got the works. We offer the full range, 3,500 to 10,500, the new biggest reel that we make. This reel is going to be available in 2013. You'll probably start seeing it show up at your local retailers in September of 2012, so check it out.